Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Joao Cancelo as his manager Pep Guardiola remains coy on the future of the 50 million rated Barca target. Pep said recently that Joao Cancelo is still with us. We are going to be discussing more on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Ilkay Gundogan as the Barca summer arrival is enjoying playing with prodigious midfield duo Pedri and Gavi. It's really fun, he said. We are also going to discuss more about that. So, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It is no secret that Joao Cancelo is one of the best players in the world in his position. The Portuguese star has proven his ability at both full-back positions year after year after year and has proven to be a versatile option. But a falling out with Pep Guardiola means that Manchester City are desperate to sell the player. They loaned the right back to Bayern in January and are now looking for a permanent means to get him off their squad this summer. The fallout between Manchester City and Cancelo is said to be linked to the player's disciplinary record and poor relationship with Pep Guardiola, his manager, which is a driving force behind his departure. As revealed by Sport, however, the Manchester City manager continues to be coy with his stance on Cancelo. It is well known that he does not count on the defender, but he still refused to comment on his departure when asked about it. In a recent interview, he said, Joao Cancelo is still with us, and right now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, he said. So how close is the Cancelo deal now for Barca? Barca have a complete agreement with Cancelo on personal level, and his arrival is said to be only one step away. All that remains is to finalize the finances involved and clear space on the financial fair play fronts. Joan Laporta and Co. are in talks with Manchester City over the value of the purchase clause on Cancelo's contract. That clause, however, will not be mandatory and would be linked with the player meeting certain parameters. The Catalans are in a hurry to close the deal, especially after the injury to Ronald Araujo. Xavi Hernandez's side needs a quality fullback at the earliest, and it could be the final piece of the manager's promising puzzle. Of course, we can see Pep Guardiola trying to talk about the future of his player and trying to be reserved, as you would expect him as a manager to be. Of course, it is very clear that Joao Cancelo has no place at Manchester City under Pep, as the manager and the player have not been looking eye to eye again, ever since reports saying that the player's attitude has been a problem for Pep. And of course, Manchester City are having no issues for the player to leave. That is why Barca have made such huge progress in negotiations, even though there are still a lot of things to be discussed and agreed upon as regards Joao Cancelo. Barcelona are optimistic with less than 2 weeks left for the transfer window to slam shut. Barcelona need to hurry to make things work out. Joao Cancelo's move to Barca looks like it's going to happen from all the possibilities, as even Fresnel's move now is almost getting over, like it's almost getting shot. And so Barcelona are now trying to concentrate more on Joao Cancelo, who has remained a top choice for us, who has remained a top choice for Xavi Hernandez. And from the look of things, we are going to get our man. Of course, it is no secret that right back has been a position that Barca have been desiring to have all summer. Has been one of the top targets for Xavi, one of the top targets for Barca. And from the look of things are going well. Ever reliable journalist Fabrizio Romano has already confirmed that things are happening positively as to the Joao Cancelo potential moving to Barca. So it's just a matter of time, Fabrizio Romano said, and things will be good. Despite everything, it's just a matter of time. But at least we can be rest assured that before the summer window comes to a close, Barca must have gotten their right back target, Joao Cancelo. Barca have not been without any they have been without any proper right back for a long time. As Sergio Dest hasn't been counted upon, we saw Xavi excluding Dest entirely from the Barca squad that faced Getafe last weekend, and he doesn't plan of putting him back to the squad in the weeks to come. So, as time goes on, we'll see how these negotiations with Manchester City goes through. But things have already been assured that things will happen and it will be a done deal. Then on to the final story of discussion. Ilkay Gundogan, in many ways, is Barca's marquee signing of the summer. The player may have arrived from Manchester City on a free transfer, but is arguably one of the best in the business in the middle of the park. The veteran made his debut for Barca in the first preseason game against Arsenal and played in his first official game for the team last weekend at the Coliseum Alfonso Perez. In an interview earlier this week, Gundogan spoke in depth about his time at Barca, relationships with other players and the manager. He first opened up about his connection with Pedri and Gavi and how he communicated with them despite the language barrier. He said, Pedri and Gavi are two teammates that I really like. I can't talk to them much because they only speak Spanish, but it's really fun to play with them. Pedri, for example, stands in front of you, looks at you, and tries to communicate with you in any way. Gundogan also had words to praise for his ex-boss and former Barca manager Pep Guardiola, under whose tutelage he won the treble last season. He said, the best moments of my career were with Pep. I will never forget him, the most successful manager I've had in my life. Tactically, he's the best. I learned a lot from him, and I'm so grateful for the 7 wonderful years that I worked with him. On Xavi Hernandez and the similarities, of approach with Pep, he said, I think Xavi and Pep come from the same school. Xavi was like when he was captain for Pep's Barca, so maybe he knows him better than I do. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.